Hey, so I wanted to do a review for you about my week and hopefully kind of pass on and kind of show you some things that I'm doing. So it was a successful week. I lost another kilo, so things are going well. However, just because things are going well, doesn't mean I should rest on my laurels. So what I want to do is learn from the week and see if I make this week coming better. So a couple of things basically. So I basically exported the data from my Fitness Pal. Now it's like really easy to see this stuff in the app, especially on if you use the premium version. Which I'd highly recommend if you're kind of serious about doing some sort of transformation or something like that. And so I basically exported this just to show you here. So basically in green is my daily intake. So that'd be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Here we go, going through it. So one of the big things I kind of spoke about in my talk about my Fitness Pal and tracking a week or so ago, that people sometimes focus too much on the day and they don't focus enough on the week, or what I like to call the bird's eye view. So you're zooming out rather than looking at an individual food or meal or day. You're zooming out from that and kind of, okay, what was the whole week like? So that way is when I have 3,800 calories on Friday, it doesn't, I know that that's only one day out of the 7. And to show you that, basically, if I add up all the calories that I had during the week, it comes out to 18,000, which equates to about 2 pounds of fat, which I lost. I lost 2 pounds of fat this week. And then my daily average calories was 2,500. So basically that tells me if I average 2,500 calories a day, I'm kind of, at the moment, I'm going to roughly lose about 2 pounds of fat. Now, if I stop doing that, my metabolism might alter and change and stuff like that. But basically that's what this gave me this week. Okay. So if I, let's say, reverse engineer this, and let me just pull up a calculator. I'm not sure if you can see the calculator. Hang on, I'm doing a new share. We'll do share here. Okay, so if you can see the calculator. So basically, as I said, it's 2 pounds of fat loss is about 3,500 calories in a pound of fat. So that means basically I was in a 7,000 calorie deficit for the week, nutrition and exercise combined. So this is the one first thing, is my results are telling me this rather than me trying to tell myself this before I get my results, which is what a lot of people do. It's like, oh, I only ate such and such, so therefore I should lose this. It never works that way. We've got to say, okay, I lost this, which means that. So it means that I've been in a 7,000 calorie deficit for the week. And if I just, let's say, add onto that the 18,000, that means my maintenance for the week is 25,000 calories. If I divide that by 7, my daily maintenance level will be 3,500 calories. So that's what I'd need to eat to maintain my weight. Now, I've eaten more than that on Friday when I had my pizza and stuff like that with takeaway. I ate close to it on Saturday. I had some desserts and stuff like that as well. But then on other days, I had 2,200 calories, 2,500 calories and stuff like that. So the one thing, if we look at even the Friday where I ate, nearly 4,000 calories, it's actually only my maintenance level is 3,500. It's only 300 calories extra off my maintenance. So doesn't mean I'm going to put on a huge amount of fat. And I ate my highest amount of calories on Friday and Saturday. I weighed in this morning and my weight was down. It was down even compared to Friday morning's weight. And again, it's because, I'm looking at this and I've learned, okay, so this means that this is what my maintenance is showing at the moment. Now, again, that maintenance level might start dropping as I go down. I'm just going to monitor it and watch it. But like I said at the start, this is good information for me. So if I can kind of, look at the week and go, okay, how easy was that? Well, let's say Monday to Thursday was really, really easy. Friday, because I knew I was having the pizza, I tried to eat a little bit less, but I didn't do it quite right. And I ate more calories than I probably wanted to. However, it turns out it kind of, I still lost the weight that I wanted to, let's say. But then on Sunday after Saturday as well, I had to be a little bit too much more restrictive on myself on Sunday, which I didn't like. So I want to change that for this week. So basically what I'm going to do is looking at, and if I just stop that and share this again, looking at my weeks or my days, 2,200 calories, 2,400, 2,200, 2,200, let's say my Monday to Friday or Monday to Thursday. I'm going to try and eat under 2,000 calories on a couple of those days. Essentially, what I'm doing is I'm saving up my calories for the weekend, so that Sunday doesn't have to be as restrictive or low calorie. Again, Sunday, I'm not as busy as I'd be on other days, etc. So it was harder for me than I wanted it to be yesterday. Now, having said all that, I still had a Twister yesterday, ice cream, so only 75 calories, and 2 glasses of rosé. So but again, I was really kind of seeing, okay, how can I fit these in? And, what do I eat less and that kind of thing. The other thing then, if we're looking at stuff that I'm going to learn from is my breakfast is 571 calories. So for me, looking back on that now, I'm like, that's a little bit too high. One of the reasons that, for me looking at it as too high is because I have my breakfast and then about 2 hours later, I generally train. So it's kind of like I don't need to fill up on breakfast because I'm going to train. It kind of blocks hunger signals for me anyway when I'm training. So I'm not that kind of overly worried about being hungry while training. Then after training, I'll have a protein shake and an apple as well. So generally then an hour and a half later, I'll have my lunch at about 11:30 or 12. So I don't need a huge breakfast because I'm not going to be hungry until maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So the breakfast is not really going to massively impact me that way. So I've kind of realized that after looking at and analyzing the week, I'm kind of saying, okay, what can I do differently? So actually this morning, my breakfast was 250 calories. So I've kind of shifted it around a lot. So basically less than half the amount of calories for my breakfast now every day this week. That's going to work out really well in terms of just saving calories, give me a little bit more flexibility. And one of the things is so I can enjoy this process as much as possible. As I said, I didn't enjoy having to just kind of overly think about things too much yesterday. And I'd like to, as I said, kind of be have a little bit more freedom around my kind of food choices over the weekend. During the weekdays, it's probably easier for me and stuff like that. So I just wanted to share that with you. The other thing then looking at, I just want to kind of go over in terms of my protein intake. So it was up and down on some days, more so on others, less on others. Pizza doesn't have a lot of protein, so most of my calories came from pizza. And I had 95 grams of protein on Friday, but my average protein, again, I just calculated for you, is 168. At 100 kilos, 1.6 grams per kilo of body weight is a rough average to maintain. And I've maintained my muscle. I lost 100 grams of muscle, so I pretty much maintained my muscle. So I'm kind of happy with that. So that's, again, it's the information to go, okay, roughly 170 grams of protein a day is enough for me to maintain. So again, yes, there are guidelines about it and what I'm aiming for, but my results are going to dictate what is actually true or not true, what's fact versus what I'd like to be fact. And then the other thing that I noticed just kind of coming through here is my fiber intake was actually kind of a little bit lower. Now, some of the foods that you're entering in don't have the fiber intake in them because people aren't too concerned about fiber on MyFitnessPal apparently. So it might be an extra couple of grams of fiber in here, but still I should be kind of eating over 30 grams of fiber a day. So that's something that I just want to going to work on over the next week. Now, I'm not going to try and get like 30 grams a day and double my intake on some of those days. I'm just going to try and add 4 or 5 grams, a day at the moment, and just see how I get on with that. So again, an extra serving of vegetables. With my breakfast changing, I might be able to kind of put more fiber in for snacks and stuff like that as well. And I'll just kind of work on that for the week. So I just want to kind of share that with you. And the main kind of take home is that when we get our results, it's kind of what do those results mean rather than waiting to get the results or rather than expecting a specific result. So my results dictated what that means, and it'll dictate what I do for this week going forward, and so on. So any questions on this, as always, do let me know.